everyone, today's video is going to be me coloring my hair, attempting to do a ombre at home. I have short hair and it's cut into an asymmetrical bob, and it's super messy right now. I had it wavy today, but earlier this summer I lightened it, and then I put some low lights in, and then I went on a cruise. They bleached out, so my hair is a mess. I've got some grow out. It's time to do something. So I really like the ombre look. I like things that look messy and easy and carefree, and I don't like a lot of maintenance, so that's what's drawing me to this. And there are not a lot of YouTube tutorials out there on how to do an ombre at home with short blonde hair. So that is what we are doing today. So what I did was I watched whatever tutorials I could find, and there are a few different ways you can go about doing it, and I will tell you what I'm doing as I'm going. But I purchased the Clairol Nice and Easy color in 6, the level 6, and that is natural light neutral brown. Neutral because I want it to neutralize any sort of brassiness or any sort of other colors going on. I didn't choose warm or cool or anything like that. I chose neutral to kind of just have equal balances of both for this, so I wouldn't pull any sort of which way. So that's what I'm going to do. I have my color, I have a mixing bowl, a brush, I have a comb, a teasing comb. So the first thing you're going to do is section your hair into 4 quadrants. You're going to do a front 2 quadrants and back 2 quadrants. Now I used my natural part as a guide, or it's not really my natural, my daily part as a guide for this, and then I parted right behind my ears. In a lot of the ombre pictures, the hair is darker in the back and then it goes towards lighter pieces in the front. So I'm doing this so I can easily divide the hair and achieve that look. I made sure that they're both even and sectioned my hair off at first. The cool thing with ombre is that you don't have to be precise. It's kind of about just being natural and carefree with it. So this is obviously the back of my head. As you can see, towards the bottom, it's more my natural root color because your hair is too short to highlight when your hair is this short. And I wanted to return to that and kind of have it be darker on the bottom and just have a little bit of an ombre up a little bit higher. So what I did was for my next 2 quadrants, I sectioned them independently from the bottom of my hair. And what I did here was I did a zigzag, so there isn't a harsh line if the wind were to blow or whatever, where you would see ombre hair versus non-ombre hair versus the root color. So again, clip those areas up and away from the rest of your hair, and those will be your 4 quadrants. So next you're going to mix the color according to the directions on the package. Now I used a bowl and a brush to apply the color. That has absolutely no bearing on the processing or anything like that. I just decided to use these tools instead of the bottle that comes with the coloring kit. I'm coloring the bottom of my hair, the part that's going to be the root color, and brushing on the color liberally so it covers really well. Notice I forgot to put my gloves on, and I would recommend that you put your gloves on first. So good news with such short hair is that with the ombre, with this, it was easy to section my hair off and keep it away from each other. Just rubbing the color in, making sure that all of my hair is covered, that all of my hair is saturated with the color, and that way it looks as good as it can. I always comb through my color to make sure that it applies evenly. So I'm just doing that here with the back. And applying any more color where I think maybe there are areas that doesn't have as much, or maybe areas that I missed. So you take your first part down. It doesn't really matter where you start, but I just clipped one section of my bottom quadrants, and I just kind of went by 1-inch sections. As you can see, I teased near the root, and what teasing does is it kind of diffuses the line of your root color to your end color. I applied the color right on the root and a little bit going up, so that probably a quarter of the length of the hair is covered. Then I used my fingers to kind of rub it into my hair and make sure that it's saturated all around the root area. And then I rubbed my fingers up the shaft a little bit towards the end of my hair so that it would have that gradient. So I'm doing it again. I'm teasing, and the teasing helps keep your hair separated from the rest of the hair. I'm applying the root color to the root area, kind of coming up a little bit and using my fingers to bring the color towards the ends of my hair. Now my hair is so short, I really didn't have to go that far. And this is up to you. This is, it depends on how blonde you want your ends to be. I wanted a more natural look, so I did do a little bit more coverage with the root color. Doing the process again, I'm taking both sides of these two quadrants, the back down. I'm teasing them again in 1-inch sections, putting the root color on and making sure that the teased area is saturated with color before I use my fingers to blend the color towards the ends of my hair. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing this and I saw the blonde ends and the dark roots, I was getting a little bit nervous, but I kept pressing on. So I'm going into the front two quadrants, same idea, just sectioning little pieces, or rather pulling small pieces from the quadrant out to do. Now for the front, like I said, the inspiration had a little bit more blonde pieces, so I wasn't going to go as far down with the root color. I didn't tease the front area. I was just able to lie the hair flat on my head and just apply the root color and just kind of brush it down a little bit. But again, I just teased right there, so it just depended. When my hair was so short, once you tease, you're kind of, if your hair is so short, teasing doesn't really make sense because you're basically going to be teasing all your hair into a mess. So for the longer pieces, I didn't bother to tease. I just applied the root color at my roots and used my fingers to blend it down towards the ends of my hair. And I actually took my gloves off for this because I liked being able to feel what I was doing, and I feel like the gloves didn't fit my hands properly, so it was just easier just to do it with my bare hands. That being said, I did have color on my hair a few days after this, so I'm just continuing the process. You can kind of see me pulling the color down, and when you do this, you will be able to see easily how the gradient is going to look once the color is rinsed out. But the important thing to do is to blend it as much as you can so you don't have a harsh line. And in some sections you can go higher with the color, some sections you can go lower. It's really up to you. The best thing about ombre is that it doesn't have to be perfect. That's kind of the point. And aren't facial expressions so funny when you're doing your hair in the mirror? My lord. So I'm just continuing going with the top sections. These pieces I did want to be a little bit lighter, so I didn't go as far down the ends with this. But you can see me pulling the color down. Obviously you want the color to be darkest at your root, so I always applied the color first and heavier at my roots and then pulled it down with my finger so I didn't have any splotches or any unevenness within my hair. Continuing to do the front section. This is obviously the easiest place to see how I did the root color. Again, hitting the root hardest with the color and pulling up towards the end of my hair. Just pulling about half of an inch to an inch thick sections. That way you're not trying to do too much hair and then it gets sloppy. I think if you're working with smaller sections of hair, it's so much easier to manage. And last but not least, the piece right by my bangs. Just kind of feathered it out with this one. And so now you wait. It looks really scary. So I let it process for about 20 minutes. Right before I hopped in the shower, combed through my hair to let the color tone my ends and let it sit there for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I rinsed all of it out, shampooed, and conditioned with the conditioner that came in the color kit. This is what it looks like when I do my hair wavy every day, and I am super pleased with my ombre. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And remember, when you can be anything in life, why not be a girl with Moxie? Bye!